I greet you all in the matchless name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I hope you can hear me. Okay, yeah. It is indeed our great privilege and honor for us to be here in this morning and share God's word and see you all. Thank you, Pastor Yarmo and Pastor Jericho, for your hospitality and your invitation and your heart for the Lord. God bless you and God bless the church. Thank you so much for your warm welcoming to us. It is great honor for us. It is a great privilege for us to be here in this morning. And we reached here on Friday, and last 2 days we could go in different places and we could meet students and talk to them and share about our ministries and our prayer needs and all. God helping us thus far. Thank you so much. Continue to keep us in your prayers. I just want to greet my friends who are watching from India. I just want to greet them from in my own language. കർത്താവിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ ഞങ്ങളെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്ന ഞങ്ങളെ കാണുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും ക്രിസ്തുയേശുവിൻ്റെ നാമത്തിൽ ഞങ്ങളുടെ വന്ദനം അറിയിക്കുന്നു. ഞങ്ങളെ നിങ്ങൾ പ്രാർത്ഥനയിൽ ഓർക്കുക. Please continue to keep us in your prayers. We are reaching out to different universities and colleges around Canada. We have ministries in Peterborough, Cornwall, Kingston, Belleville, North Bay, Sudbury, Suzanne Marie, and different places. We are traveling. We have ministries in Winnipeg and all. So continue to keep us in your prayers. Requesting your prayers so we can reach out to the students. And we don't want anyone to lose their life in this country or any country they go without knowing the knowledge of Jesus Christ. We want to share the good news to everyone and love them and care them and support them. Keep us in your prayers. Today morning I would like to share a few things that God put in my heart to the church and to the community. Shall we turn our Bibles to book of Acts, chapter 12, verses 1 to 17. I'm looking at just verses 5 to 14. Book of Acts, chapter 12, verses 1 to 17 is my whole chapter. I'm using it, and verses 5 to 14 is my main focus. My brother Solomon will help me in reading.
Acts chapter 12, verses 5 to 14. So Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. The night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," he said, and the chains fell off Peter's wrist. Then the angel said to him, "Put on your clothes and sandals." And Peter did so. "Wrap up your cloak around you and follow me," the angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison, but he had no idea that what the angel was doing was really happening. He thought he was seeing a vision. They passed, and the first and the second guards, and came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through it. When they had walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. Then Peter came to himself and said, "Now I know without a doubt that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches and from everything the Jewish people were hoping would happen." When this had dawned on him, he went to the house of Mary and the mother of John, also called Mark, where many people had gathered and were praying. Peter knocked at the outer entrance, and a servant named Rhoda came and answered the door. When she recognized Peter's voice, she was so overjoyed she ran back without opening it and exclaimed, "Peter is at the door."
Amen. Thank you, Solomon. The title of my sermon is God's Deliverance in the Midst of Your Crisis. God's deliverance in the midst of your crisis. We all have, or we all face different kind of crisis in our life. Probably we have financial crisis, we have family problems, we have educational problems, like different kinds of problems, of crises we face in our life. But today morning, I would like to share our God is able to deliver us from any kinds of crisis. Any kind of problems we are facing today, our God is able to solve that. How many of you believe that my God is able to help me in my crisis? How many of you believe? I believe it. My God is able to help me in any kind of circumstance, any kind of crisis I go through. My God is able than anyone else in this world. That's what we see in the book of Acts chapter 12. Acts chapter 12, the chapter that very historically important in the life of Christian people. The Christian people were going through very difficult times. They were facing very hardship. They were facing persecutions. The King Herod tried to persecute God's people. He killed Stephen. He killed James. He tried to persecute God's people and tried to stop the growth of Christianity that time. King Herod thought that he is powerful than the God of people of God. King Herod thought that he is powerful than anyone else in this world. But my God proved that not the King Herod is powerful. If you put my person, my Peter, my disciple Peter, my apostle Peter into the prison, but it does not matter. Herod, you may close the doors of prison, but I can bring him out of the prison without your help. God proved that. In the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, if you read, we can see God's hand were there. God's responsible hand were there in the midst of God's people suffering. Whenever God's people suffered, whenever God's people gone through pains and agony, God's hand were there to rescue them. If you check the Bible, we can see that God delivered Abraham from the land of idolatry to the land of promise. God delivered Joseph from the hands of brothers to the second in the king of Egypt. God delivered Israel from the hands of Pharaoh and his armies to the promised land. God saved or helped King David from the hands of Saul to the second in the king of he made us a king of Israel and anointed him. God brought Ruth from the land of Moab to the house of bread. God saved Mordecai and Jews from the gallant to the second in the nation. God saved Daniel from the den to the second in the palace. God delivered Peter from the prison to the doorsteps of the church. God delivered Paul from the prison to God's place, the public where he brought it. Today morning, I just want to share one thing. My God is powerful than your enemies. My God is powerful than your enemies. Today morning, my dear church, that's the only thing I have to share. My God is powerful than your enemies. Believe me, that He is powerful. Today morning, that's the only word you have to take. My God is powerful than my enemies. Why, when enemy put you in trouble, why you are worrying? Don't worry about your enemy, the problems that the enemy brings you. Why don't you worry? Why you have to worry about the problems? The crisis comes in our life. Let that crisis come. That time you will see the power of God. What we sing today morning is, it is better to be in the house of the Lord than living 1,000 days in anywhere else. Better to be in the house of the Lord. This is the house of the Lord. My dear people of God, we have to be in the house of the Lord. Many a time the people outside, they don't recognize this is the house of the Lord. If you recognize this is the house of the Lord, you will come here. Everyone like to go to their houses. This is the house of the Lord. We should bring the people to the house of the Lord. Let our church door should be wide open. Let the church door should be wide open. We should welcome everyone to the church. Our God is powerful than our enemies. Today morning, my dear people of God, church have the responsibility to pray for his people. When our people of God go through the crisis or go through the painful situations, church need to stand together. Church need to pray for them. Church need to help them to solve their problems through the power of prayer. 3 things I just want to share. Always, church need to pray without ceasing. Without discontinuing, church need to pray for the nation. Church need to pray for the people who go through crisis. Church have the responsibility to stand together when crisis come. We have to stand together. We have to unite together to see the greatness of God, the power of God. If you want to see the power of God, we have to stand together. That's what happened in Peter's time. When he was in the prison, there was a church praying for. There were a few women. They were giving the leadership and praying for Peter to come out of the prison. There were few, not much people. When Herod giving hard time to them, Herod thought that church will decline his power. When he gave the hard time to the people of God, they were not going away from God. They were standing firm and praying for his own people. That's what we can see in Acts chapter 12. There were a few women standing together and praying. How many of you have that burden to pray for our friends or anybody who is going through crisis? How many of you have the heart to pray for a person who is? How many of you have? I hope everyone have. If not, today morning, take it as a challenge. I'm going to pray for my friends. I'm going to share the God's word to my friends who is going through crisis. It is not only my thing. I take others' burden, pain as my own pain, and I'm going to pray for them. Today morning, church, we need to stand together, and if we stand together and pray, God will deliver his people from prisons. God will deliver his people from the crisis. Today morning, that's our prayer, that's our wish. Many times, we don't realize the power of God. We don't realize it. That's why many times we are worried about when the problems comes. When the problems, the struggles we face, many times we backslide we move out from the presence of God. We question God. Today morning, we don't have right to question our God. One thing we should trust is our God is powerful than our enemies, so that we can come out of any kind of situation. If you are in the pit, he will bring you out from them. If you are in the prison, he will deliver you. If you are going through any kind of problems, if you are going through addiction problem, if you have any family issues, if you have any kind of financial problems, if you're facing any kind of problems, take it to God in prayer. Take it God in prayer. He will resolve it. He will resolve it. Today morning, church, I'm going to close my sermon here. I just want to assure you all one main thing. Let us trust our God. He is able to bring you out of your problems. He is able. Our God is able than anyone else in this world. He created everything. He created everything. It's not the creation created. It's the God who created the creations. So the Creator is our Father. Amen? He's our Father. He knows our situations. He cares for us. He provides us. Yesterday's in our life. In the past, He provided us. He cared for us. He's not changed. Yesterday, He loved us. Today, He's also going to loving us. He's standing for us. When you go through agonies, when you go through pain, He knows. He knew it. And He will resolve it. Today morning, I request church to pray for one another. Stand together. Let us stand together. Pray for this city. Last 4 years, we've been praying for Thunder Bay. Last 4 years, we've been praying for this city. This is the time God helped us to be here. See how many people are praying for Thunder Bay. You guys are praying. And we were in Peterborough, Mississauga. We were praying for Thunder Bay. This is God's time and God's plan. Amen. Shall we all stand in the presence of God? I'm going to close my sermon here. Shall we all stand in the presence of God? When the choir sing a song, I just want to tell you that. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. My dear church, we have to believe that. Our God is able than our enemies. Let the enemy brings you problems. Don't worry. Don't question our God. Trust Him. Trust our God. He will deliver us from any kind of circumstance. Hallelujah. Amen. Let's sing along with the choir. Because He lives, I can face tomorrow. Trust that. Don't worry about your problems. If you are going through addiction, if you are going through family problems, financial crisis, don't worry. My God is able. My God is able. He delivered Peter from the prison. And that same God still alive. And He will deliver us from our circumstances. Amen. Let's sing together.